So we finally got the head back from the machine shop. So we're gonna start putting it all back together, and then we'll start back with our build. Here's our head. So you can see new shiny dual valve springs. They did a whole job on the head. Okay, here we have our studs in. This is the last one. When you put the studs in, this takes H4. We don't tie them down. We don't try to torque them down or anything. You just give them a little notch, and that's it. And this will make up for our gasket. Look at that. Bam! So we got all the studs in. Here's my skunk tube manifold. Put it in. Just like that. So now we're gonna have our bolts. And they also gave us thermal washers. I don't know why. I guess keep the bolt cool. I don't know. So I'll start doing that. So we got our head studs. We're about to put them on. So here are instructions. It sits 80 foot-pounds of torque. So what we're gonna do next is throw some brake cleaner in here and clean them all out. Alright, so we're gonna spray this. See all that dirty oil coming out from in there. I got the camera. Ooh, that's a good one. Now we're gonna blast it with some air. So we're gonna use this long air rod. Throw it in there. That brake cleaner burns a little bit. So now we gotta clean it. Thing is our 30 millimeter head gasket. There's the head gasket. Now we're gonna sit the head in here and then torque the head down. It all fits perfect. So I bought this spray. It's a copper gasket. It goes in your head gasket. This is for when you're at the track. You spray it on this, let it dry. When you're at the track, you gotta take the head off and this is supposed to keep your head gasket safe, or you spray it again and then you can reuse your head gasket. But this is just like in case if you have to try, you gotta take the head off and then you can reuse it. So I'm gonna take it back out of here, take it out. And we're gonna spray it with the spray. That's my dog eating something. Boogie, what are you doing? So we'll grab the spray. It's just a layer of copper. We're gonna let that dry, then we'll spray the back. So we got the head gasket now in there. We're just trying to push it in there carefully. Push it in there carefully so we can set it on there. And now we're gonna set the head. But before we do that, we're gonna put a little lube on these studs. Now we can set the head on there. So we gave the bottom of the head a quick spray with the brake cleaner and a microfiber towel just to keep cleaning. There's no trash. We're trying to just wipe all the trash or, you know, little things that'll cause damage, but it has to be something kind of big. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to set it on there. And yeah. Okay, one of the things that I don't know if it's true or not is people putting the lube on the washer. But I see a lot of people doing it, so I'm just gonna fall into the peer pressure and do it because I don't know if it's true or not, but a lot of people do it. I see a lot of YouTubers doing it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it too. I don't know if it's true or not, but people do it, and we'll see. This is something that I like to do that makes it a little easier putting these washers on. Just grab something long, hold it, put it where it's gotta go. Just try to line it up straight as possible, drop it, and it's on there. And we're good to go. So now we gotta do all the nuts. I don't know if we can do this one's the same, but we're gonna have to have a socket here. You want to take a picture? Let me put it. Put a trunk. That's my my kid. We're gonna start doing the cam. We're gonna make sure our engine is top dead center, so we can put the cams and not bend the valves or anything like that. And we'll get started on that. So our next step today is gonna be to upgrade the fuel system. So we got injectors, fuel pump, fuel regulator, and mass airflow sensor. We did upgrade the throttle body as well. We went the bigger one with a 3-inch. And yeah, we're gonna start doing this, putting the new injectors in. These are 750cc injectors from RC. Our fuel pump is a 350. Here it is. And the Skunk 2 4-bar map sensor. And that's gonna go right there. Bloop. So our injectors come with paperwork. You want to keep this because your tuner is gonna need it. So we just got 4. Come with some stickers for more horsepower. But you want to keep this because your tuner needs to know the dead times and stuff like that for the injectors. And these are the O-rings for the injectors as well. Let me open one up, show you what they look like. So here's one of the injectors. This is how they look. This is 750 right there. I'm not sure if they're direct plug-in or I gotta buy a plug for them. So we got our injectors in there and our fuel rail. So the next step is to do our fuel pressure regulator. And this will regulate the pressure. We want 50 to 60 pounds of pressure. And we're gonna have, this is what's gonna give us the pressure. So we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna mount this piece. And after that, we're gonna figure out where our fuel, our inlet for the fuel from the filter to here. Here we got our fuel rail coming all the way down. We got the injectors in, our fuel pressure gauge, and here's our fuel pressure regulator. It's hooked up to the back of the manifold back here, and our return line is down there. And we also got our mass airflow sensor hooked up already. And so far we have no leaks on the fuel system. So here's our fuel pump. Looks like we're gonna have to unplug it from right there. There's the ground, the power cable going to the top, and those 2 chrome hoses holding it up there, and our filter that we're gonna swap out. Here's our fuel pump fully installed. The original connector fit perfect, so we didn't have to cut it off. Yeah, so now we just, the new filter, now we just get to put it back in. You couldn't even tell that I just put a fuel pump in here. Boom.